Ferrari vehicles are amongst the most affluent available. The marque's lengthy history only emphasizes their appealing exclusivity. And while the Prancing Horse's most recent stable inspires awe and jealousy, the world's most sought-after automobiles are older models from Enzo, which were chosen by renowned racers from the golden age of racing. Today, we honor this by looking back at 10 of the best Ferraris ever sold at public auction, as the Ferrari I.P.O.'s subsequent stock accelerated into the mainstream of Wall Street trading. Each of these priceless automobile marvels symbolizes a portion of Ferrari's heritage, similar to stock shares, but with a considerably larger return on investment. So, what are the priciest Ferraris ever sold at auction? 8. Ferrari 250 GT SWB Berlinetta Speciale. The 8th most expensive Ferrari on our list sold for an astonishing $16.5 million. Just take that in. You can buy this very rare Ferrari or possess any home on Earth. What then is so unique about this 250 GT SWB Berlinetta Speciale? Among the 163 models produced between 1959 and 1963, VIN number 3269GT was one of the most distinctive since it was created by the renowned Giorgetto Giugiaro and included bodywork by coach builder Nuccio Bertoni, who loved it so much that he actually bought one. This automobile was specified with a dazzling blue painting, distinguishing it different from the rest of the Ferrari Familia in place of the traditional Ferrari Rosso Corsa red. The chassis of the 250 GT SWB was 200mm smaller, making it one of the most illustrious GT racers of its day. 7. Ferrari 250 LM by Scaglietti. Fast forward a few years to January 2015, when this automobile changed hands at RM Sotheby's Monterey auction for $17.6 million. Without a doubt, the 250 LM was a racer. The LM superseded the 250 GTO and became Ferrari's premier racer after being designed to satisfy the FIA's homologation regulations to participate in the Group 3 GT class. However, the FIA refused to homologate the 250 LM since fewer than the requisite 100 units had been produced. Enzo Ferrari was more enraged by this than if he had been given a lousy serving of spaghetti. Due to this, the 250 LM was forced to compete in the prototype division rather than the Group 3 GT that Enzo had hoped to enter for the 1966 season. In the end, just 32 of these 2.3-litre aluminium block V12 beasts with 6 Weber carburetors were produced, and 320 horsepower was all that Italian technology was capable of. 6. Ferrari 250 GT LWB California Spider Competizione. This is a unique silver Ferrari because only 9 LWB California Spiders were produced, and even fewer were equipped with competitive equipment when they left the factory. Out of the 9, each is unique in terms of mechanics and appearance, but this one was among the final 250 GT LWB California Spiders to leave the factory. So, even more than the other vehicles in its manufacturing run, it had all the competition's characteristics and some of the most cutting-edge technologies at the time. But this vehicle was a fierce California Spider Competizione, not a show poodle. It sold for $17.99 million, but this one completely destroyed records. So we've reached the midway. These are the top 5 most costly Ferraris ever, so fasten your seatbelts, and we're setting a really high standard. The next one costs around $10 million more than the previous one. 5. 1964 Ferrari 275 GTB C Speciale. This is one of just 3 1964 Ferrari 275 GTB-Cs ever produced. The C, which stands for Competizione in the car's name, denotes that it was built for racing, much like the other 2 trio members. The 275 GTB road vehicle served as the model for Scaglietti to build the car's body, which Pininfarina designed. To make the car lighter and better suited for racing, modifications including lightweight aluminium body panels and smaller chassis tubes were developed. The 275 GTB-C also had a 316 bhp 3.2-litre V12 engine, and when it sold for $26.4 million at RM Sotheby's Monterey auction in 2014, it set a record for the highest money ever paid for a front-engine vehicle there. 4. 1967 Ferrari 275 GTB/4-star S NART Spider. Despite failing to make it to the top 3 of this list, the 1967 Ferrari 275 GTB/4-star S NART Spider deserves your attention. In fact, the car briefly held the title of second most expensive automobile ever sold at auction, when RM Auctions sold it for $27.5 million in 2013 at Pebble Beach. Only one of 10 Ferrari 275s with an open top and Spider layout were ever constructed. The 1967 Ferrari 275 GTB remains the most sought-after Ferrari drop-top of all time, selling for far more than its pre-auction estimate of between $27.5 million and $30 million. Hollywood great Steve McQueen acquired his own copy, which was sold at auction in 2014. Other celebrities were also drawn to it. 3. 1956 Ferrari 290mm. The 1956 Ferrari 290mm is a vehicle fit for legends. This red sports vehicle has a long history that predates its 2015 sale at RM Sotheby's New York auction, replete with Ferrari's iconic racing car style. The car is only one of 4 290mm ever produced and has been dubbed the Holy Grail for car collectors and aficionados in the world. The fact that chassis 0626 was created for Juan Manuel Fangio, widely regarded as one of the greatest Formula One racers of all time, makes it extremely noteworthy. The automobile even experienced the rush of racing when Fangio drove it to the 4th place in the 1956 Mille Miglia. The only Formula One winner from the United States, Phil Hill, then raced it to win the 1956-57 World Sports Car Championship. The automobile has never wrecked, despite having a renowned racing career that lasted until 1964, which is fantastic for the person who paid $28 million for it 7 years ago. 2. 1957 Ferrari 335S. Ferrari depends on racing for its existence, and the 1957 Ferrari 335S was no exception. Chassis 0674 has been driven by drivers such as Peter Collins and Maurice Trontignan for the Sebring 12-hour and Wolfgang von Trips for the Mille Miglia. It is an official Scuderia Ferrari factory team vehicle. When Sterling Moss and Maston Gregory drove the sports vehicle to win in the 1958 Cuban Grand Prix in Havana, it finally experienced success after only placing its owners in 6th and 7th place. The 335S, a race car in every way, finally ended up in Pierre Bardinon's renowned private collection of victorious Ferraris. Thank goodness it didn't last that long. The blue-chip Ferrari was sold in 2016 in Paris by Art Curial for $35.7 million, the second highest price ever paid for a vehicle at a public auction in terms of dollars, and the highest price ever for an auction in Europe. Number 1. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. The world's most expensive automobile combines the ideal balance of power, beautiful aesthetics, and rarity. In actuality, between 1962 and 1964, Ferrari only produced 39 examples of the 250 GTO. The 250 GTO represented the peak of Ferrari's engineering and design at the time of its introduction, serving as both a road vehicle and a racing car. Surprisingly, it wasn't even in pristine shape when it was auctioned off in 2014 at California's Bonham's Quail Lodge auction. Nevertheless, it was sold for a whopping $38.1 million, proof of the 250 GTO line's unmatched allure. The sale also reflects Ferrari's standing in the automotive industry, comfortably at the top, classic and unrivaled. And it's a wrap. Which of these vehicles impressed you the most? Which among them would you wish to add in your garage as an art for Ferrari's history, and why? That's all from this video. See you in the next one.